collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Cyberchanger's Wheeljack from the Transformers Cyberworld line from Hasbro. So this is another one of this basic assortment for the $9.99 price point. As you can see, it has the open style of packaging where the figure is just tied onto the back of the card here. Some nice artwork for Wheeljack here on the side in robot mode. And then here's his alt mode down here on the bottom. Says Wheeljack Cyberchangers on this side. Just has the picture continuing over here. Nothing going on the bottom. Over here on the back, we have some product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode, and then showing us that Bumblebee and Alita 1 are also available. So I'm going to go ahead and get Wheeljack out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Wheeljack out of the packaging. I think he looks pretty good. Head sculpt is nice. A lot of nice paint there for the silver on the sides and the face, and some nice blue there for the eyes, black for the rest of the head. Some nice paint here on the chest, which is of course going to continue to the vehicle mode, as well as this yellow paint here for the headlights. Then you have all of this molded in white, black molding plastic here for the thighs. Not really any paint down here on the shins or the feet. I feel like they reserved a lot of his paint for the vehicle mode as well. But I do believe that there's a nice kind of matte finish here for the forearms and the hands. So I do appreciate that, because I feel like otherwise this big arm chunk all in white would have been a little plain. So I think they did a pretty good job there. Once again, no accessories, which is kind of a bummer, but standard 5mm spots for the hands and on the sides of the forearm here as well. So if you have accessories from something else, you could certainly use them here. No articulation in the head. You have a ball joint here for the shoulder, so you can spin this all around, kind of move it in and out a little bit, up and down as well. Here you have a ball joint in the hip, so you can kick pretty decently out to the side and forward, but you're going to hit into the back here. And then you have a knee bend there of 90 degrees, and that is pretty much it for articulation. Nothing in the elbows has been pretty standard for this line. And you can see fairly hollow here for the arms, but honestly not too bad. Feels pretty good and solid. So if we're comparing this guy to anyone else that's been previously released, I feel like he definitely shares some molding, or at least kind of the same basic functionality as Bumblebee. So I would kind of put these two. Like, you can see that obviously the molding is different, like the arm, the leg, the waist, the chest, all of that is completely molded differently. But the way they transform is pretty much exactly the same. So let's go ahead and get into Wheeljack's transformation. So as you might expect, we're going to start by straightening out the legs and pegging them together like so. Then we're going to kind of just position the arms straight like this. And then we're going to just grab a hold of this chest plate here and kind of pop this up, which will cause this to slide. And then the arms will slide in as well. And then you just kind of line this up and push it all together. And there is Wheeljack's vehicle mode. I think it looks great. I really like all the paint here. Like I said, they did reserve a decent amount of the paint for the vehicle mode, but I'm actually happy about it. Love the Autobot symbol there on the top. Really nice red paint. The green also looks really sharp. They painted all the windows, which I really appreciate. He rolls pretty well. And it's just a cool little vehicle mode. Kind of has like a little chibi look to it that I really like. I could easily see them kind of slightly retooling / repainting this into a hot rod. I think they could do something like that. Obviously, it wouldn't be like a super faithful G1 hot rod, because he's obviously more angular. But I think, you know, in a modern day, you kind of have the spoiler here if you kind of painted that yellow and then kind of just did this all in like a, you know, reddish magenta plastic. I could easily see this kind of being like a modern take on a hot rod, something like that. So maybe this is a pre-tool. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think this could be really cool. I like this vehicle mode a lot. You have a little bit of open space here in the back, and I'm not really sure why. It almost looks like maybe something was going to store in there, like a weapon or something, and maybe that got scrapped at the last minute. I don't know. He does have a peg here on the top, so again, if you have a weapon from something else. And then it looks like there's a smaller, almost like a stand port or something there. So I'm not sure what that could be for either. But interesting to say the least. But yeah, he's a cool little vehicle mode. I like him quite a bit. Like I said, rolls very well. Yeah, I like it. And then just for fun, before we wrap up, I thought it'd be fun to do a little group shot here with the rest of the Autobots we have so far. Technically, I know there are a few Dinobots as well. I'm not including them. These are just the pure Autobots. So just thought it'd be fun to show these guys off. Unfortunately, Bumblebee, the only one here with some accessories. I think Wheeljack's a lot of fun. I think they did a nice job with the head sculpt. All the paint applications are nice. You see them a little bit more in the vehicle mode, but I think that makes sense for Wheeljack. He's always had a very multicolored vehicle mode, so I think it's important this time to kind of maybe spend a little bit more of the paint applications over there. But they did really nice job painting the face, and you have that little bit here on the chest because it transfers over from the vehicle mode. And then again, the black on the forearms and the hands, I think, really pops as well. I think otherwise that would have been a little too much. I don't really mind not having any paint down here on the shins since we have that pop of black from the thighs. So I think they evened it out pretty well and did a nice job with that. Transformation, pretty simple to go back and forth, and I really like the design of the vehicle mode. I think that's a lot of fun. Of course, I would love these guys to have an accessory. Pretty much my only major complaint at this point. It would be nice if they all had some kind of basic blaster, even if it was the same for everybody, just to give them something. Just some kind of basic blaster for these guys would have been nice. But other than that, I think it's a fun little release. $9.99, like I said, so it's not really breaking the bank. I found these on Walmart.com. I haven't really seen much in the way in stores. I haven't seen anything at Walmart's in store. Target has basically like the $9.99 assortment and Scorponok. That's pretty much it so far that I've seen. So I don't know what the release of these is going to be like in stores, but they're kind of popping up at like Walmart and Amazon online. Amazon seems to have a lot of listings, but I don't know that they've released anything yet. But pretty much everything's at Walmart.com. So if you're looking for these, Walmart.com, probably your best bet. But yeah, I think these are a lot of fun. I think Wheeljack's a great addition to the line. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.